If there's one thing that I hate about social media, it's how easily stupidity can spread. It's like a virus. Over the years, we have seen various TikTok challenges come and go, and I've been noticing that these challenges have progressively become more dangerous. And I think today's challenge that I want to talk about is a perfect example of that, okay? Honestly, it baffles me that I even need to make a video about this. But here I am. So, this challenge that I want to talk about, it's called the door kicking challenge. It's a challenge where you go to a random stranger's house, usually in the middle of the night, and attempt to kick their door in.
It's called the Door Kick Challenge. Youngsters terrorizing homeowners by kicking the front door and then running away. Social media is filled with videos showing teens causing havoc.
Now, I could be wrong, but I thought there was a word for this. What is it? Breaking and entering. Yeah. But hey, it's a challenge, so it's different, right? Okay, now here's the really disgusting part about this whole situation is that the added thing that people are doing when they're trying to break into people's houses is that they do this while holding an airsoft gun. Now, if you don't know what an airsoft gun is, it looks like an actual firearm, but it's not as lethal as like a handgun or a rifle. They shoot out little projectiles that look like small beads, but for someone who's standing at a distance, it looks like a real gun. And so imagine for a second, you're sitting inside your home and you hear something at 2:00 in the morning, you check your surveillance footage and you see someone with a mask on holding an air rifle or an airsoft gun. And what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? And so my brain is thinking that this so-called challenge was put out into the ether by people who have the intention of exploiting the potential tragedy that could come about of this particular situation. I think whoever's doing it is banking on the possibility of manufacturing a George Floyd 2.0 or a 2020 Summer of Love, mostly peaceful yet fiery protest. Because if that were to happen, and if someone were to defend their home thinking that the person that's trying to break in has a gun and they're trying to hurt my family, the news is going to show you the half story. We already know this. They're going to say, oh, this kid, he was going to college. He was working to be a psychologist. He was getting good grades. He had a scholarship, but they're not going to show you the reality of, oh, this guy was outside someone's home at 2:00 in the morning with what looked to be an actual gun. I think they are trying to use Black kids. And the reason that I say this is because when I watch these videos, the majority of the kids doing these crimes are Black. And as we know, the liberal media loves to exploit the grievances of the Black vote. And by the way, when I say kids, I don't mean that literally, okay? Because I'm looking at these videos and it looks to me that there's an age range of like 15 to 22. And obviously a 22-year-old, you're not a child anymore. But in general, these individuals are immature, okay? So they haven't quite grasped reality yet. And listen, I get it. I was once a kid and I did a lot of dumb things for affirmation on the internet, okay? But I also didn't want to die. I wanted to avoid death. But these young people clearly haven't gotten that memo yet, or maybe that's not their concern because they care more about the likes and the street cred and whatever they're pursuing on social media. I think that this so-called challenge, honestly, I think it's manufactured. Well, obviously all challenges are manufactured, but I think it was created with the intention to do two things. Like I said, I think the first thing is to stir up the Black population, just like they did after the George Floyd incident. But more specifically, I think whoever they are, okay, I think they are banking off of an opportunity to villainize the Second Amendment, because I find it very interesting that this challenge is originating in Florida. And Florida is a very free state. They're very pro-Second Amendment over there. And I find it a little too convenient that that is where this challenge is starting. And I say this because it defies all Second Amendment logic, okay? Because as a gun owner, I know that criminals are more likely to commit crime if they know they're going to be unopposed. This is why I hate gun-free zones, because a criminal knows, oh, no one's going to stop me. So I just find it a little bit odd that in a place like Florida, where it's common knowledge that your neighbor and your neighbor's neighbor and even your neighbor's dog owns a gun, that these people would choose to do this so-called challenge. I find that a little bit strange to me, a little bit too convenient. Now you might be wondering if maybe perhaps you're not a gun owner and you just stumble across my channel. Why does any of this matter? Who cares if they get rid of the Second Amendment? Well, that's a stupid statement. I'm going to tell you why very briefly. The Second Amendment is the backbone to all other amendments. It is to protect us from tyrants. If you don't know what tyranny is, it's when the government says you no longer have freedoms and you can't do anything to stop us. Okay, and so the Second Amendment is our reassurance that we can keep them in their place, okay? It's supposed to be a deterrent. I hope and pray we never have to do that, but it seems to me that there is a global effort to push this country into socialism, and they can only do that if people are on board, and I'm not. So that's why they're trying so hard to eviscerate the Second Amendment. And one of the common arguments that anti-gun people will use is the fact that guns are the leading cause of death for children, which is a lie, by the way. But what they don't tell you when they say this is that they're also including people over the age of 18. This is why I corrected myself earlier in the video. It's like, yeah, you see young people on this camera footage, but some of them look to be older. And if they were to, unfortunately, die as a result of them doing these stupid things, that's the exact argument that these anti-Second Amendment people are going to run with is, oh, another innocent child died at the hands of... They might even say white supremacists because it's Florida. I don't even know. That's what I would assume is a white supremacist, racist. So stupid. You guys are dumb. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment for the algorithm, okay? You know, even if it's just random gibberish, you don't have to donate to me. You don't have to. Just leave a comment and it will help me, okay? You literally just bang on your keyboard and it will help spread this video out far and wide. It was a pleasure, as always. My name is Vanessa. You may know me as Gothix, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.